I'm sure some of you can relate. I sometimes wonder how paint companies name their colors. Not that there's anything wrong with this color's name, it's just that it's a color that's named after a sound. Very meta, Benjamin Moore. Looking for a mid-tone neutral to add some sophistication to your space? Have I got the color for you? I'm James from thepaintpeople.com, and this is Color Code, cracking the code on color selection. This is a segment of videos where we discuss paint colors in detail, their undertones, and how to best use them in your home or your customers. If there are any colors you want discussed on Color Code, don't forget to comment below and let me know so I can talk about them. With the ever-growing trend of minimalist decorating, big and bold wall colors are becoming less and less common. Gone are the days of terracottas and burgundy for the dining room, because off-whites and neutrals in general have continued to increase in popularity. Although neutral colors tend to be, well, neutral, some can still make a bit of a statement. Coincidentally, that's exactly what today's color code does, AF-685. With a name like Thunder, you would expect a color that has an impact. But you may be wondering what sort of color thunder represents. Sounds don't have a color, after all. To put it plainly, thunder is a medium gray with a touch of warmth, but to me, it's not quite enough warmth to push it towards grayish territory. It was originally released as part of the Affinity color collection that came out alongside the Aura line of paints. Link below if you want to know more about Aura paint. What was cool about the Affinity colors is that you could pair any two colors in that line and they just seem to work together beautifully. What's great about Thunder is that it's truly neutral, even with its added level of depth. If you've watched my other episodes of Color Code, you'll already know how tricky neutral grays can be. You can end up with a green or a purple when you simply wanted a gray. Well, there are a number of different undertones that can be present in a neutral. But the most general way to classify these neutral colors is by using the handy-dandy neutral scale. It essentially visualizes whether the neutral color leans towards the cool side or the warm side. Although Thunder favors the warmer end of the spectrum, it does so ever so slightly. It's a gray that you would most likely find in nature rather than a factory, for example. I like to describe AF-685 as a summer thunderstorm. Warm temperature outside with cooling rain. It's this duality that gives Thunder a truly neutral distinction, in my opinion. So where are some of the best places to use it? Now here's where we need to discuss Thunder's depth, because it's one of the darker neutrals that I recommend to my clients. According to Benjamin Moore, Thunder has an LRV of 48. Wait, what's LRV? Glad you asked. LRV, or the light reflectance value, is a measurement that expresses the percentage of light reflected from a surface. LRVs range from 0 to 100, with 100 being pure white, reflecting as much light as possible, and 0 being absolute black. So Thunder having an LRV of 48, it's truly a mid-tone gray. And although I wouldn't personally call it a dark color, it's dark enough that it wouldn't be my first choice for a main color throughout an entire house. That being said, it serves as a great secondary color to complement a lighter neutral color. It shines in dining rooms and family rooms and even bedrooms. Thunder is fantastic when used strategically, either in sectioned off rooms that need a bit of class, or in more open areas that get a lot of good natural light. Speaking of light, to my eyes, Thunder gives off the most pleasant look in neutral or even warmer lighting. If you prefer the use of cooler LED lighting, Thunder has been reported to give off a slight purple feel. I haven't experienced this personally, but that's what I've heard other painters mention, so I thought that was worth mentioning. What other colors can you pair it with? While you can refer to the Affinity color collection for some great pairings for Thunder, it doesn't need to stop there. Thunder is neutral enough that you can use it with cooler or warmer color schemes. Usually people prefer their neutrals to be quite a bit lighter, which can make picking a trim color a bit tricky. Because Thunder is a mid-tone, you have the option of going with something a bit more fun on the trim. Take a look at OC57 White Heron. This is an off-white that may look a bit too off, but when it's paired with Thunder, it looks great. You could also look at Benjamin Moore's Color Trends 2020, where you'll find both of these colors along with 8 others that can hopefully provide you with some inspiration. What are some alternatives? The most common alternative to Thunder that I've seen is HC172 Revere Pewter. It has a similar level of depth, but some more of that warm feel added in. Revere Pewter could be a better alternative if you have red oak or maple flooring, as it'll play with the golds and the browns in there. But if your floors are a little more monochromatic with white oak, ash, or a gray laminate, then just stick to Thunder. We do 2 videos every single week. We like to discuss colors, but also the more technical aspects of painting, so stay tuned for more videos. Speaking of which, check this one out. If you haven't subscribed yet, I think it's time, considering you made it all the way to the end of this one. I'm assuming that also means you liked it, right? Anyways, that's it for this one. See you on the next one.